You guys, the sun is out. Pride is near. I'm having a great hair day. My skin looks good. Caitlin Clark is back in our lives. It's a great day. It's a great day on the Ring of WNBA show. I'm Seerat Sohi. It's just me today. And, I had a moment watching Caitlin Clark go back to Iowa, Carver Hawkeye, with her revamped Indiana Fever team. And I really was just like, man, almost forgot this is the whole point. Caitlin Clark was doing fan service out there, opening the game with her favorite shot, her signature shot, the step back lefty three to pull us right back into 2024, which, it's crazy to say that because everything that happened in Iowa was really not that long ago, but it was just so much fun to watch the Indiana Fever back in action. The quarterback rainbow passes to DeWanna Bonner, Kelsey Mitchell after Caitlin's three off the steal, just hitting one of her own. It felt like Showtime, you guys. That's what everybody's calling it. They're calling them the Showtime Fever. And look, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. This is why we watch sports. This is why we do it. Caitlin has a thing. She has this talent that nobody else does. And we are captivated by it. She's got the long bombs, the logo threes. And it was just such a fun experience watching Iowa honestly decimate this Brazilian national team that is full of a lot of young players. There's not a lot to be taken from the game itself because of the competition. Shout out to them, though. Honestly, it was really cool to just get a look at them. They played the Sky as well. And they obviously don't have Camila Cardoso. They don't have Dantas Daenerys, but they have a lot of young freshmen who are going to be really good basketball players. And I think this is a real cool experience for them in general. But man, it was just such a fun afternoon. That's a word that keeps coming back to my mind. Just the pace of the game, the defense turning into offense, Steph White's defensive system and the way that it creates turnovers. Kelsey Mitchell hitting threes. Aaliyah Boston spraying the ball all over the floor. Natasha Howard spraying the ball all over the floor. Sydney Colson with the wraparound behind the back transition look that might have actually been my favorite assist of the game. And she's obviously that's heady praise considering some of the other passes that we saw in that game. Just really, really fun. Another fun moment. Natasha Howard in a three that missed, but makes a touch pass after a triple team to Kelsey Mitchell for a corner three that didn't go in, but it got some oohs and ahs going. It was really it was fun. It was fun. And I want to just talk about the Fever to open right now. And I want to talk about just their expectations this season, the expectations that they have set for themselves, the way that they are not shying away from their ambitions by any means, whether it's the Now You Know ad campaign, every game is a home game, whether it's Steph White talking about this is the most talented team she has ever coached in training camp, whether it's Caitlin Clark coming out and saying what does success look like this season? 2 words, a championship. That's all they are chasing this season. They want to be the best franchise in women's sports. They want to be America's team. And early this season, early in training camp, just from the vibes, it just looks like things could potentially come together for them in a way that could be really special. And I love the other ways in which this team is just kind of started to take on Caitlin's ethos. There's just, and this is just a leadership story that I think is going to be interesting through the course of the season. Every single franchise basically is a reflection of their leaders, right? So when you look at Caitlin, there's a competitiveness that I think they had last season, but you bring in a player like DeWanna Bonner, who, she jawed with the season before in the playoffs, who guarded her in the playoffs. And you bring back Natasha Howard, you bring in Stephanie White, who I think is just such a nice balance of holding players accountable, but also telling them where they need to be and what they need to do. I think that those two are really just going to be a reflection of the Fever culture this year. I love, just seeing Lexi and Sophie on the bench, giving Caitlin hell for after she hit that 36-footer that I'm sure everybody's seen in the highlights. Just saying, hey, that's not good enough. Nobody cared. It's just fun. And The Steph White aspect of it is going to be really interesting to track. I think that she's probably going to be the favorite to win Coach of the Year, just given the hype around Indiana, the fact that they could be a top 3 seed, that they could make a deep push in the playoffs, and just given her acumen as a coach, what we know she's capable of doing. I think that she's going to be the type of coach that can, get Caitlin to play defense 94 feet from the rim, can get, the Aaliyah Edwards and Natasha Howard to communicate with each other when it's necessary. Get, Dewana Bonner, who I think was getting used to the pace of playing with the Fever, but also, it was her first game. It's a preseason game. Everybody's just kind of, catching their wind. But there were moments where Steph White was saying, hey, I actually want us to push more. So I think she's just going to be able to hold everybody accountable and see what's necessary in every moment. And I think that it just looked really good out there. It looked really good out there. Again, not really a meaningful game from an X's and O's perspective, but I think it just reminded me of what this team is capable of, especially now that they have revamped this roster, revamped things off the court. It's Showtime. It's Showtime. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the 2015 early Steph Curry pre-KD era Warriors, that 2016 team in particular that won 73 games, just the way that everywhere they went, they were like the Beatles because of the way that their play style coalesced around like the electric shooting and the playmaking of Steph Curry. And they just became this huge national story, and everybody just gravitated towards them because of the word that I keep saying, fun. They're just so fun. You had people in the East Coast, sleeping in. You had them, going for a second or third coffee at work because they had to stay up late and watch what the Golden State Warriors were going to do next. I think this Indiana Fever team has that kind of potential. And I think that they are going to drag even more fans into the WNBA than they did last year because of how good they are going to be last year. Like, you think about last year, it was 1-8 start, really sloppy. Obviously, Caitlin getting used to the W, early turnovers, Leah Boston not necessarily getting off to the start that she wanted to. Everybody just trying to figure out a way to gel. And then also like the larger, sports community just crashing out every week over, whether it was physical play or they should let Caitlin score, like all the kind of the really annoying storylines that we got early in the season that just like took away from the game. That I feel like we're going to be able to enter this season, and it's going to be about basketball. And I think the basketball is going to be really good. I think it's going to be really, really good all around.